right, guys, so we are going to talk about Where Are They Now, the most entertaining couple. Well, one of them on 16 and Pregnant, period. Now, I told you guys to drop some comments and say who you wanted to see, and this name came up a lot on Instagram and a little bit in the comment section on YouTube, so I decided to go ahead and do one on Markai Duncan, the Spitfire, okay? Now, the most notable things about her episode is that she fought her baby daddy at night outside of the car while her, 1-month-old was in the car like, what the fuck is going on? Not only that, but it's what catapulted 16 and Pregnant to be what it is because the trailer featured their fight. So everybody was like, oh, I want to see who that dread-headed girl is fighting her dread-headed boyfriend. Now, in the episode, fans were confused because James was white, but he had dreads. Their words, not mine, if you actually watch the episode. Markai was diagnosed as a spitter by her doctor, where when pregnant girls create so much saliva, they want to spit all the time. And she walked around with a Pringles cup where she collected it. She actually had her boyfriend James hold it one time at a doctor's appointment. She spit in it and gave it to him, and he was just like, okay, cool. Now, a lot of people are spitters, but it was just gross to see on television. Y'all gotta watch this episode. It's very entertaining. And she actually got mad at James and was actually fighting him because he hooked up with a girl 2 weeks into their relationship. Now, let's bypass the 9 months that you've been pregnant. Let's bypass the 1 month that our daughter has been here. You flipping out because I had sex with somebody 2 weeks into us being together. And I understand us females, our tempers. I don't care if it was 2 days, honestly. But we're on television, okay? She jumped out of a running car with her little sister, had to go and park it somewhere. It was entertaining. So let's get into what she's been doing since the show. Now, since the show, for the people who don't know, she actually got pregnant right after her daughter was born. She got pregnant for a second time, maybe about 9 months after she gave birth to her daughter. She got pregnant again, and MTV decided to run a special on her, an abortion special that was connected to 16 and Pregnant. Let's just say it didn't go well. While Markai definitely did have her abortion, and she did it on camera, MTV got so much backlash because they aired an abortion story that they only aired that particular story one time, and they canned it, and it is literally impossible to find on the internet. Y'all, I was searching for it for hours, just let me see the abortion special. No, it aired one time, and MTV scrapped it from its archives. But here is a news article so you guys can maybe get a feel of how controversial this abortion special was connected to 16 and Pregnant. Because 16 and Pregnant is already kind of glorifying teen pregnancy, a lot of people think. So keep that in mind. Now people are thinking, or back in the day, people thought that this program was glorifying abortion.
We thought it was important for us to discuss.
I just want women and girls to know that you're not alone, like how they're saying, and that's a tough decision. That's the toughest decision I've ever had to make. And I mean, don't hide behind closed doors because you feel like society not going to take it the way that they should. You have to talk about it, and it's okay to cry about it, and it's okay to feel your emotions that you feel.
Well, I want to thank you all for sharing your stories and elevating this conversation and allowing this conversation to be about what's real and human in people's lives. Oh, you guys are so courageous. You're so courageous.
Pinsky directing that comment to the girls who did abort. And here is a memo to Dr. Drew. Abortion not very safe for the fetus. Joining us now from Washington, Fox News analyst Margaret Hoover, and here in the studio, Fox and Friends co-anchor Gretchen Carlson. All right, Carlson. Now look, it's obvious that Pinsky, who I don't even know, is glorifying abortion. It's obvious to me. Now, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but his body language, the words he chooses, the inflections and all of that, one of the safest procedures. You know what I'm saying to myself? This isn't some kind of, elbow surgery. It rubbed me the wrong way. You say?
All right, I watched the entire episode
Right.
because I thought it was important to give you my point of view.
Right.
I'm going to come across, I know this is going to surprise you because I'm usually pretty opinionated, I'm going to call this neutral. Because
Well, what about that clip we just showed?
I don't. Yes, he was melodramatic. Okay.
Melodramatic.
I believe he was melodramatic. I don't think he's actually been on
He's
Fox
a
and Friends.
smart guy,
He is,
though.
but I don't think he did a great job in hosting this. But you know what? I didn't pay attention to him because what I paid attention to was the story of this young girl, the African American girl there. Let me tell you something. I was compelled by this story because this was not a cavalier decision that this young woman
No,
made.
I don't think, nobody's saying that these young women make these decisions lightly. But some of them have been pregnant 2 and 3 times by the time they're 16 or 17. All right? So there's a responsibility here that isn't addressed in this documentary at all.
They do address the fact that she did not get the shot she was supposed to get that was supposed to serve as the contraceptive.
This is
I'm
the
not
same
condoning
person they
that.
just called courageous.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not.
Come on.
But I think you're mixing apples and oranges in a way because you're commenting on Drew Pinsky instead of the actual
No.
content.
I'm commenting on the tone of the presentation that kids watching it pick up.
But it's 11:30 at night.
If you get pregnant at 16, you're irresponsible. Did that message come through to you? Thank you. Carl, what do you say, Hoover? Did that message come through to you?
I think, no, Bill, I think you are misreading this, and I just, for the sake of your viewers, because I did watch the whole thing like Gretchen did,
Good.
he was not calling these girls courageous for having an abortion. He
No.
was calling them courageous for coming on television and describing the traumatic and
All right, that's a
painful
legitimate
experience
point. Okay,
of the
and
decision
I'm
that
glad
they
you
made
said that,
to have an
Margaret.
abortion.
I'm glad you said that. Okay, so that puts it
Okay,
into...
good.
Well, but wait. That point is picked up by you and it's picked up by Gretchen, both intelligent, college-educated women who know what's going on. Are you telling me that the tone that this Pinsky takes is being picked up by 16 and 17-year-olds to the extent that you're picking it up?
Yes, I am, because you know what, and I will tell you also, the Christian Science Monitor has done an in-depth study about the entire series that he's done, not just this one special, which was the only episode that was ever about an abortion. All of the other episodes about 16 and pregnant
But it's
are
what
about
we're
people who
talking
keep
about.
their babies.
What we're talking
Yeah,
about
no,
is
you're correct.
this.
But the majority of people who watch this, 82% of them coming away saying that this program gives them a far deeper understanding of the reality, the complexity, and the really difficult time it is
let's
to have
face it,
a
in
as a
2011,
teenager.
abortion is legal in our society. We now live in an environment where reality shows showcase what real people go through, right or wrong. And so I felt like this actually would deter young people if they actually watch this in its entirety, that it might work as a deterrent. And in fact, last year, for the first time in 7 decades, teen pregnancy went down.
I think that's more because of the public school, and all the options available to these kids not to get pregnant. Did you take away the same thing, Hoover, that Carlson took away, that a kid watching this would be less inclined to have an abortion? Did you take that away?
Yes, and here's
You did.
why. Yes, and here's why. If you watch the whole episode, you show that even all the way through the beginning, through the middle, to the end, she is actually not proud or happy or glorifying her decision at all. She is deeply conflicted about it. She doesn't feel like she necessarily made the right decision. She does feel certain regrets, but she does feel like she made the right decision for her family. They couldn't afford their first child. 1 out of 3 teen moms go ahead and get pregnant again, and they knew they had done everything they could to barely get through. She graduated from high school. She's going to
All right.
college.
Look, you
and they
guys
just-
might be right, and I might be wrong on this. I favor a tough love presentation when it comes to the subject of abortion. That's what I favor. I favor
was-
telling kids, if you get pregnant and you're a teenager and cannot support that baby, that is irresponsible, and you may have to kill a potential human being because of that. That's the way I favor presenting the issue.
And
Last word,
I
go
do
ahead.
have to say that as I watched this very emotional discussion, the one thing that kept coming into my mind was, I wish she would have had this baby and given it up for adoption.
That's right. That would be
And
what
she
I would
considered
favor,
that.
but I can't put myself in other people's shoes.
Now, even though Markai did go through with the decision to have an abortion, she was very conflicted about it. She even said in 2013 that her 2010 decision to terminate the pregnancy was wrong. She tweeted, "And get an abortion and think that shit won't eat your soul up. I'm a prime example. It's not right." But then she added, "Guess I can't be a hypocrite, huh? Just tell you, I wish I had never done it. I wish I was strong enough to not let a man make that decision for me." Now, if you guys didn't watch the episode, she basically got an abortion because James was cheating on her. James had another woman and the relationship was going to shit. Basically, that's why she decided to abort her baby in 2010. So Markai has not been shy about her past demons. She actually said that before she was featured on 16 and Pregnant, she had a pill addiction to ecstasy. She used to take one every single day. She was a party girl. She didn't care about life. She just cared about getting through the day. So even before she was 16 and pregnant, her life was very difficult. She was suffering through a lot of things, and she was basically just a party girl. Now, through the years, she has not been shy about putting her life on the internet. She reached out to several columns to say that she's in relationships and stuff like that. She's bisexual. All of this stuff has came out about Markai, but the thing that I want to highlight is that she did have another child. She got pregnant in 2018, and she has another baby, and allegedly she's still with the dude. Now, the Ashley reported that she said, "It was a shocker to me. I told the RN to check my blood again because me having another baby can't be right," Markai wrote. "I waited 8 years later and now I see why. My body doesn't belong to me anymore," she tweeted earlier this month. That tweet was met with congrats from friends on Twitter. Now, James is still in his daughter's life. She posts pictures of her daughter all the time. She's a cheerleader. She's in the cheerleading squad. She's beautiful. She's healthy. And that's a good ending to end on. Now, if you guys want to check out Markai, you can easily Google her and all of her social medias will come up. And you'll see that she's living a happy, healthy, free life. And when I mean free, I mean her bisexual, clubbing, free-spirited self. So, what y'all think?